So, good morning everyone. My name is Karen Adokal Baruhabo, B3E. As we all know, there are various learning disabilities that greatly affects information processing. There are visual, hearing, and comprehension disabilities or defects that in of special need from us. I'm going to tackle about visual processing disorder. Visual processing disorder is not considered blindness or any sort of difficulty actually viewing object. In fact, the majority of those with visual processing disorder have 20/20 vision. Visual processing disorder or BPD is not a visual impairment but rather the lacking of the ability to interpret, organize, analyze, or synthesize visual data. Individual with visual processing disorder has a list of difficulties associated with handling visual cues. Some of these include difficulties with lines and margin, escaping words or line when reading, reversing, or misreading letters, words or number, spelling familiar words with irregular patterns or etc. Researchers are unsure of what directly causes visual processing issues. The some theories are genetic traits, low birth rate patterns, birth and brain injuries with younger children in the process of development. It's difficult to determine whether or not our child has issue with their visual processing. The most important thing when your child is struggling in school is to observe them and determine root of the problem. If possible, a child should be receiving intervention and assistance between 2 and 8 years old. The child should their redirection where they'll perform a vision test and may refer the parents and child to specialists which can include a pediatric oncologist, pediatric optometrist, or a neuropsychologist. The process of each specialist differ between their areas. The ophthalmologist or the optometrist test the child to see if the problem is not in the child's visual processing abilities but their actual vision. There are 8 types of VPD. First is visual discrimination issues. Visual discrimination issues is the ability to recognize detail is visual images. It allows students to identify and recognize the likeness and differences of shape, forms, colors, and position of objects, people, and printed materials. Second, visual figure ground discrimination issues. If your child exhibits visual processing symptoms, he or she could have trouble with figure ground perception. Your child has trouble concentrating on books with small print and or many words or per page. Third, visual sequencing issues. The child with a difficulty in this area is unable to perceive the order of stimuli in which they appear. For example, the child has problem in arranging pictures of events in the sequence in which they are presented, in copying the alphabet or numbers in the correct order, or in seeing the order of letters in words. Fourth, visual motor processing issues. A visual processing or perceptual disorder refers to a hindered ability to make sense of information taken in through the eyes. This is different from problems involving sight or sharpness of vision. Difficulties with visual processing affect how visual information is interpreted or processed by the brain. Fifth, long or short-term visual memory issues. What is visual memory? It is short-term memory issue that can keep children from checking what they say and transferring it long-term memory, which has serious implications for their ability to learn, especially since so much of what teacher present is visual in nature. Sixth, visual spatial issues. Difficulties with spatial orientation, example, knowing how things will look when they are rotated. Visual figure ground weakness, example, problems finding things on a messy desk. problems interpreting graphs, charts, maps may become easily lost in an unfamiliar environment. 7. Visual closure issues. When we read visual closure allow us to quickly recognize letters and words without having to fully decode them. Our brains fills in the information quickly using visual closure, and this increasing reading efficiency. Because efficiency is increased, we not only read faster but also with better comprehension. The last is letter and symbol reversal issues. Static reversal happens when the child is confused on the proper orientation of the letter of the order of letters in a word. When the young child goes into a classroom and is confronted with 2D symbols that change meaning depending upon which direction they face, they can become confused.